Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
On and get an appeal. The judge says he won't honor what the court says.
The video stopped. There's no videos going on.
Really?
Yeah. It was already done playing when I got in
Oh,
here.
you had to restart it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know how to
Sorry,
restart.
everybody. The judge said that he won't listen to what the appeals court, it's a higher court. He won't listen to him. He's breaking the law.
Donald Trump is.
Oh my God.
I'm so confused.
Listen to me. Get off the damn thing. 500 million, honey. The bond, the 400 million bond
Yeah.
that Judge Engeron said, the appellate court, the higher court in New York, said you have to cut it in half and give Donald Trump a chance because no bond it can't be done. There's never been a bond in the history of the world that's ever been $500 million. So the appellate court knocked it down to 200 million for Trump. Engeron said, I'm not going to listen to the courts. I refuse. It's now 400 million and we're going to start taking his properties. This guy he's literally running his own government. This is going to get nasty.
Yes, it is.
I was like, how do you not understand what I'm saying? Probably couldn't hear him when he was singing. Live.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's stuff.
Hey, Hog Twins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast at The DUM Show and his website. Yeah, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? We were just talking before the show, and I don't know if it's confirmed or not. I've looked up for some information. Hi, Liv.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
You're back to your well-lit, beautiful self. I think we
Thank you.
we forgot to turn on the Mikey Likes It light, and it's doing much better. Oh, we also don't have our little stuff up when it comes to people telling us how wonderful we are.
Oh, yes, those.
Where is that thing?
That I have.
Yeah, it's more of a rhetorical question than anything. There it is. Okay, so we should start seeing that pop up momentarily. Likes and follows and all that. All right, so crazy thing going on. So right before I came on, we heard that according to a picture that was on Truth Social, Donald Trump received $100 or almost a $200 million reduction.
Friend me.
What's going on, Donut Friend Me Nation? We were just talking before the show, and I don't know if it's confirmed or not. I've looked up for some info.
That's got to be Spreely. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Normally it's
Adobe. I was just like, oh, it's going to do it itself. I don't have to do shit tonight. That's great.
For some reason, I have it so it mutes automatically, but for some reason not. So
God, you're hot.
Thanks. I don't know if I can have a Spreely up tonight because of that.
What are you talking about? All you got to do is mute the window in Safari. There'll be a little speaker next to the page, or open it up in Google and just mute the page. Yeah. Okay. So let me backtrack. Everyone remembers, first of all the people liking, you're amazing. Those people actually, they know what's going on. Now, almost 125 people in the whole network, and I got 30 likes. Listen, you guys have been you've been on the internet long enough. This is kind of like, okay, you need to get out of diapers. It's time to graduate. You guys know how to do this. You got to like the show you watch. And even, well, I don't know if I like that episode. Who cares? It gets it out there so more people come. So you got to go like it. So please do that. So if you haven't done that, you have to leave and come back in and just spam the like button as many times, or one time. That's it. Then you don't have to do it again all show. It's kind of like when you leave the room, you got to turn the lights off. All right. So here's what we're hearing is the bond for the $454 million that the state of New York, Judge Engeron and Letitia, I'm a bloodsucker, James, said that Donald Trump had to have that paid by midnight today, not end of business, by midnight. And if he did that, he could appeal and they couldn't seize his businesses. If he didn't, they would have to. The problem is this bond, there's never been a bond in history that has ever been this high. $500 million. In order to live. Hey, Liv.
Yes,
hey, Liv. Hey, Liv. We're doing a show. Hey.
I'm here.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get on Spreely.
Talking to all your girlfriends?
Twitter. Yes.
What's wrong with Spreely?
Remember, it was doing where it popped up and it was playing the show, and I was trying to figure out how to mute the thing.
Oh.
So
well, you can ask me,
because I can't remember.
That's okay, but just can someone ask you a question? You know what you're going to say to me?
I don't know.
I don't know, and I'm going to be like, well, let me go ahead and So getting away from that marriage thing, so we can be host thing. We just have to have a costume we can switch into. Like maybe you could wear something underneath your clothes besides the leather that you wear often. So some sort of super getup. All right, so you've got $454 million. How much do you think it would cost? Like if you were an insurance bondsman and you're going to post somebody's bail or post somebody's bond, how much do you think $454 million in cash the person you were lending would be okay with you before you gave them $500 million?
I think 10% is what.
No, that's what they have to give the courts. What would you're giving the money to Donald Trump. How much would you want in security? If you're going to lend someone $500 million, how much do they have to have in cash, would you say?
At least half.
That's exactly right. It's actually more. It's double. He has to have $1 billion on hand in cash in order to do this bond. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. So they knew this. So it's my understanding. Now, I'm taking Donald Trump with a grain of salt here because I don't know whether to believe him or not, because this is a huge thing. So Donald Trump says on Truth Social, here it is. He says, Judge Engeron has refused to obey the decision of the appellate division relative to the state of limitations. This is a confrontation between a judge and those that rule above him a very bad situation in which to place New York State and the rule of law. Engoron has disrespected the appellate division. It's very clear that the precise ruling, he should be made to do so at the same time. Now, everything I've read is that it's went through and he only has to produce the $200 million, which he is going to be able to do, which means that they're not going to be able to seize his properties until the appeal is over. Now, this essentially kicks any decision that can be made way down the road, right? This is going to be after the election. The interesting part of this is that it's very difficult for them to go after property. All the idiots on Twitter, the liberals are like, oh yeah, they're going to take Trump Tower, they're going to take his plane. No, they're not. That takes you have to talk to the banks, you have to talk to any investments, any type of the loan that's been diverged upon multiple different banks. You have to get seizure orders. You have to get warrants for that. I mean, that takes a shite ton of time, and then they have a chance to appeal and everything else. Then you have to evict, and then it's just there's so much to do when you're talking about seizing property. But they would go after like the revenue he gets from being a landlord and from all the tenants. Any money he gets from the properties, they would be able to seize his bank accounts, things like that, which would be a heck of a lot faster. It's easier to get liquid assets. So right now, because the appellate court has decided this, it sounds like this was posted at 11:54 this morning. They were conflicting. Engoron was doing his thing, saying he wasn't going to listen to the appellate court. Do you understand what that means, Liv? Yenny, how about you? Do you understand what it?
Do you understand, Yenny?
Yenny.
No. She's going to go sit in her spot.
She's so frustrated she can't even speak. Do you understand what that? Think about that. Okay, a judge says, I'm going to refuse to listen to the law.
He's breaking the law.
That's like, do you? Okay, so let's say that you're a person who you're a drunk driver, and you drink once, and you get pulled over, and you get arrested, and you get a ticket, right? Mm-hmm. Do you get a second chance, or they just throw you in jail for the rest of your life?
You get a second chance.
Great. So you do it again, and then do you get a second chance, or do you get arrested for the rest of your life?
I think
you get a third
one
chance.
more. It's 3 strikes you're out, right?
Not really. But you get 3, and then you'll lose your driving privileges. But then you get caught with driving without. So it takes several times. It's not like you make one mistake and you're gone. You are a judge. You understand the law in contextual form, in experiential form, in written form, in every type of way possible. You understand the law. If you go and say, I am no longer going to listen to judges above me, this guy is so screwed.
It's showing that he's biased and that he is only doing it to get Trump. He's only out to get Trump. That's what he's showing right now from his past and what he said in the past till this. It's showing he's absolutely, I think the whole thing should be thrown out completely.
Honestly, my opinion, I think he should be thrown in jail. And I want a trial and I want all this, but I want an investigation. Like you have to look at Letitia James and you have to look at the involvement with the White House. You have to look at what the governor did, what the mayor did of New York City. You have to look at everything. You have to figure out why and how they went ahead and did this. You're gonna have to look into Bragg because all of these cases, they're falling apart. This Engoron thing, everyone, I mean, there's not a person who I have heard who is worth anything in the legal mindset saying that this is in any way, shape, or form just, fair. And a lot of people are like, well, let's go to the 8th Amendment. You don't need to go to the 8th Amendment. It's a breach of the 4th and the 5th before anything. He has a right to a fair and speedy trial. It isn't fair because speedy doesn't mean it has to be fast. It means that they can't impose any due hardships in time against you that would not be a normal status quo for a case. But they also can't rush through it as well. They can't force it. This is so fast. I mean, this is what I've never seen the courts move this fast. This is ridiculous. I've seen speeding tickets take longer than this. And you've got people who have killed cops and who've raped kids who are sitting in jail for a year and a half to 2 years before they even see a trial or court date.
I think this Engeron guy has just screwed himself for life as a judge, because he's going to say, I'm not going to listen to the judges that I'm supposed to be listening to. So anyone who he rules not in favor of and they're guilty in their court, they can just say, I'm not going to listen to you because I choose not to. And what is he going to say? Because he did it himself. He's a hypocrite.
Well, it's usurping the power. You're saying I am a judge, and therefore I am omnipotent to the rules and regulations of the land. It's the most ridiculous thing. That's like saying a captain of a ship doesn't believe in a watertight vessel. You're going to sink and die. You can't be a judge. You can't be a jurist and say, I don't believe in the law. I'm not going to follow the rules. Then you're no longer a judge. You're a magistrate of the king. It's ludicrous. I believe, and I've said from the beginning, they should go through this process, and Donald Trump, unfortunately, should go through all of this. Once this is done, this man gets I want him to pardon himself. I'm serious. And if Biden doesn't do it, I'm telling you, you are setting this up for this country is going to fall apart. We are now Rome. We are now the senators of Rome. We are rat-infested vermin and filth running this country, and it is a matter of time before we topple and crumble. If you do not pardon him and say enough, Joe Biden, in my opinion, if Joe Biden let me just tell you right now, if I was Joe Biden and I wanted to win, I would pardon Trump. You're going to lose 75% of the Democrat voters, but you're going to gain people. What do you think people would do? I mean, I understand. I don't even think you would lose 75% of the Democrats, because if you look at the people who don't like Donald Trump but consider these things to be fair, the public opinion on this is he's gaining every day. He's gaining more strength, more followers, more of the African-American community, more of the younger voters, more women, more Hispanics. If I was Joe, I would just say, listen, I despise the man. I don't like him. I think he's the worst thing for this country. I think he is the lowest of low. He is snake shit. But I'm going to beat him fair and square. And being the head law enforcement of the land, I'm going to simply do this. I'm going to stay all of these court cases until after the election. And if Donald Trump beats me fair and square, that's fine. And if not, he'll have to face his day in court. But right now, this has never happened in the history of the country, and for the good of the country, for the division of the country, for the amount of vitriol, we need to calm things down. I'm staying all court cases, and I am making an executive order, and I am making an exception. And I understand what this will do. I understand people will scream favorites. This is a former president of the United States. There are exceptions, and this is an extraordinary circumstance. And if he wasn't running for office,
None of this would be happening.
Well, Joe Biden's not going to say that, but he could say...
but that's what it is. None of this would be happening.
And I know it would require Joe Biden to do something halfway, conscientious and thoughtful, which is not going to happen because he is hardly conscious. But if you want to really wipe away Donald Trump's power, stop making him a victim. It's the best thing for Donald Trump is for this to continue.
Yeah, he's gaining more supporters the more these court cases go on, and the more people are opening their eyes and looking at it and going, wait, this doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
And now they're going, wait, they're just out to get him. And I think people are riding the fence are looking at this, and I think they're going to go over to his side.
See, and the thing is this, it's not fantasy land. This has been done before. Gerald Ford did this for Nixon. And it wasn't necessarily the most opportune point, but did it to move the country forward. The Senate with Bill Clinton was very divided, and it was found not to really divide the country any further. They wanted to impeach Trump for a third time while he was out of the presidency. And there was a stay of execution from the Democrats. You guys, I covered that. I told you that. So it's not fantasy land. Presidents have done things like that before. And if you want to gain political fodder and you want to castrate Trump right now, what do you think Donald Trump's going to say? If Joe Biden said, you know what? Don't like the guy. I'm pardoning him for a reason. Because this has never happened. And it's not because he's innocent. I don't think he's, no. It's because he's running for president and he is the nominee. And I am not going to allow the laws of this land, this sacred institution of justice and blind justice, to influence and say that we manipulated an election. We're not Russia. We're not going to do. That's all he's got to do. And his people will piss and moan. But do you understand the political clout? He will literally castrate the uproar that people have towards at least these court cases. Now, people are still going to hate Biden. They're going to hate where we're at as a country. They're going to be afraid of us falling off of a cliff, that America is getting eroded, all of those things. But it does earn him those magnanimous points. It makes him look magnanimous. It makes him look strong and not scared. And nobody will say at this point, well, this guy doesn't have his faculties. Look what he's doing. I'm saying politically, it's never going to happen. We understand that. But something needs to happen. Because after they killed Kennedy, and once we had Nixon and just what happened with LBJ in Vietnam, and God, America needed a break. And Ford recognized these things. We've got to figure out how to slow this down, this pressure cooker that just continues to boil over. And he's not going to face any court cases anyway. There's no time frame for this. These things take years. And that's why I was telling you the Eighth Amendment isn't necessarily going to be invoked here, because these penalties have been applied to corporations before. And everyone's thinking Donald Trump is a singular individual. He's not. He's a corporation. The Trump brand is a multi-billion-dollar asset. It is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. But you can get them on the fourth. You can get them on the processes that Engeron took loans that were from 2014 that were long past the statute of limitations, that certain things were extended so they could apply these unreasonable bonds against Donald Trump and pass them before he left office in anticipation to destroy him once he did. This whole thing isn't going to stand the sniff test. So why not just put it to bed? Why don't you take it off the table? Let me give you an example, Liv. What do you think would happen if Donald Trump said, when he was in office, in 2020, Hillary decided to run against him again, and all of a sudden, all these cases started opening up, and people, it was just the foo was on the other shit, right? Mm-hmm. The exact same thing we're seeing here. And we're Democrats, and we're like, she's not guilty. They're just doing this because they're going after her. It's a witch hunt. All this shit that we're saying, right? Mm-hmm. And Trump said, listen, I beat her once. I'll beat her again. I'm staying all of her court cases. Bring her on. Forget this. This is ridiculous. I'll beat her fair and square. She can have her day in court. The punishment for what she did is not a crime. We cannot put the shit back in the horse once the election's over. But we can still try Hillary Clinton for all of her crimes, her high crimes and misdemeanors after the election, right? Mm-hmm. Simple. If she wins, well, she gets to pardon herself. And that is a power executed by the President of the United States. And if she loses, she's going to face her day in court. But she's not going to, we can't put the election back on the docket. Just like they can't take Trump's towers, sell them, and then how's he supposed to get those back if he's innocent, right? Mm-hmm. So if Donald Trump did that, what do you think that would do to Hillary Clinton's narrative if she ran in 2020? What do you think that would do to his supporters? What are your thoughts? Do you think that would have been like a kiss of death for Trump? Or do you think people would have laughed and said, that's just frickin' Trump. He's not scared of anybody. What are your thoughts? Would that something that could be possible?
Okay, so this is thinking from the side of I'm a Democrat and Hillary Clinton supporter?
Yeah, you just you're thinking about it, and Trump exonerates Hillary and says, I'll face her. We're going to put these, for the good of America, we're going to put these court cases to the side. She will have her day in court, or she'll be the next president of the United States. But I'm not interfering with a normal election process of this country. This is an extraordinary circumstances. These are extenuating circumstances. It's not going to happen.
Well, I would definitely have a little more respect for him, but I still wouldn't vote for him.
Of course not.
So that's...
Of course not.
I think where it's going to affect is the people who are riding the fence.
That's it.
And that's who it's going to affect.
That's my point.
People who are, that this is wrong and are going towards Trump's camp because they're realizing, hey, this is totally unfair and I don't like what the administration's doing. Or if Biden comes out and says that, it's going to take those people who were like, okay, this administration sucks, and it's going to put him back in Joe Biden's court because they're going to be like, wow, he does have a heart and that is the right thing to do.
Or this guy actually is a law-abiding citizen. And all Trump would have to say is, listen, we are a nation of laws. And I believe that everyone deserves due process, but I'm not going to punish someone criminally by removing their chance of being the president of the United States because people have accused them of something that they are innocent of until proven guilty. And who are we to sit here and do that? Yes, it's completely ridiculous. This is a Tim Pool episode, obviously. Tim Pool does this shit all the time, and he whacks hypotheticals with fantasy. And I love it because I really enjoy the way Tim thinks sometimes and how he goes down this. Sometimes he goes down some rabbit holes, but this is a very much a Tim Pool type thing. He would just come up with an idea and run with it. To me, this would not be a heartfelt thing by Biden. This would be a political strategy of him getting his ass kicked, and you're chopping out a giant leg from the table of Donald Trump's campaign. His campaign right now is martyrdom. And the reason why everyone's so ignited is because they see he's been persecuted. They see double impeachment, 91 indictments, now down to 86. And it's going to continue to drop because these indictments are stacked on top of each other. The document scandal. Stormy Daniels is coming back again. She's had to pay his lawyer fees twice. And they're going to hit him again with it. Bragg dropped this. Nobody wanted this in New York. And they're coming again with Stormy Daniels and Michael Avenatti, the guy who's in jail for blackmailing Nike, who they wanted to run for president. Do you remember that shit, Liv? Mm-hmm. CNN and MSNBC. Who's this Michael Avenatti? He's so mysterious. He reminds me of a Kennedy. I'm like, are you kidding me? And they were pumping this guy up like a freaking like Newsom. And now he's in prison. And you're going to sit here and tell me that this is just going to go on forever? If Donald Trump was not running for president, what do you think would happen? If he just said, screw it, I'm not coming back, and he left, do you think any of these would be happening?
Nope, not one. They never would have come about, or they'd all just disappear. They would just like all the women that claimed sexual assault against Kavanaugh and other Republicans just went whoop, and disappeared into the wind.
Blasey Ford has come back out.
Oh, seriously?
But this time, what's interesting is that she doesn't look like a freaking meek little librarian with giant Coke bottle glasses and pupils the size of freaking saucers. This is interesting. I might just have to put this on. Blase. How the hell do you spell her last name?
I think it was BLASE -Ford, I think.
God, that woman. Christine Blasey Ford. I get 3 names. Oh, that woman. Do you guys remember this picture of her? Those giant Coke bottle glasses? Yeah, well, I saw her all done up. And she was on The View, I think. And I think it was The View. And she was all done up, dude. And I'm like, what the? She didn't look anything like it. She had makeup on, and I was like, she's gotten 20 years younger. Let's see if I can find. You guys are going to shit yourself when you see this. See if I can find this video. Yeah, here it is. Ugh, we got to listen to Joy Bear, though. Oh, do I have to do this?
Can we just mute it when she's talking?
No, we got to listen to this snatchola. Ugh, I hate this woman. Okay, so if you don't remember Blasey Ford, she's the one who accused Kavanaugh of rape. This lady. Hi, Smiggle, precious. This woman, who basically, looks like Nick Nolte.
Yep. That Nick Nolte in a blonde wig.
Nick Nolte in a blonde wig, right? Mm-hmm. After a 3-day binger. And if you look at her, she looks horrible. I'm sorry. No makeup, hair is disheveled, is greasy, glasses, and they wanted to make her look like a dilapidated victim, right? I mean, because that's what they want. They want to make her look like a victim. And we understand this. This is what this is about. All right, so watch this crap. You're gonna laugh. This is ridiculous. Everybody's gonna be shocked. And if you're not shocked, get shocked. Oh crap. You know what I forgot to do?
You forgot to switch speakers.
No. That's easy.
Oh, you went to Chrome.
Yeah.
Got to go to Chrome.
See, you can run this show. You see it. You understand what to do. No, I switched the speakers. Look at me, but I forgot to do this. One of these days, I'll get this down. I'll get it down. I'm a rookie. What do you want? What do you expect from me? All right, so here's the video. Blasey Ford on The View, nonetheless. Okay, where is it? And that's 8 minutes. I don't have the power to do 8 minutes.
No, I don't either.
Oh, look at Joy.
Ugh.
God, she's a hideous woman. So angry. Where is it? Here it is.
He has continued to deny that he ever assaulted you. But you say, this is interesting. You
What?
Say
She
that
looks
the
like Laura
anger on
Linney right
his
there.
face
Yeah.
during the hearings is imprinted on you forever. He was so
What?
Totally different.
What? Oh, what a difference a non-stage theater makes. Where's the glasses? Where's the freaking stringy, greasy hair? What's she doing wearing makeup? Why does she have a sunglow kiss tan? I thought she was a shut-in. I thought she was a broken woman who couldn't remember where it happened, when it happened, how it happened, and never got touched, but she was raped. Oh, I thought she was a victim. And listen, don't sit there and say you're rape shaming women. Bullshit. I'm not rape shaming women. I feel for people who've been raped. I've been raped myself. We've had this conversation as a young child. But what I didn't do 40 years later is live like a hermit and walk around like my entire world had ended. They made her look like a complete disheveled mess. And why then? And what's different now? I'll tell you what's different now. He's already a Supreme Court justice.
angry
Listen to
with you
this.
for calling him out and ruining his pristine reputation. So how do you make sense of the fact that you were forced into hiding, people were threatening your life and your family's lives, while he is elevated to the nation's highest bench, making incredibly consequential
Oh, making money. Say it, Joy. Say it. Say the money. It's all about the money.
decisions about lives,
decisions,
our lives,
sure.
for example, and yours, particularly women's rights.
I'm surprised Ketanji Brown Jackson sat so close to him in the picture. Did she get raped during the process? I mean,
it's really hard to come to terms with, and I had to just detach from the outcome a month before you saw me on TV because it was so stressful even thinking about it, and I didn't know what kind of impact it would have. And when he was confirmed, I just had to go into radical acceptance mode and accept that that was the outcome. But the lovely unexpected outcome was this outpouring from sexual assault survivors and citizens from around the world saying that they learned civic duty and patriotism and all the things that are important to all of us.
Well, I'm building the
oh, I'm so glad you came out right when he ran for freaking to be the Supreme Court nominee. It's just so, it's just all happenstance. It's so lucky, fortuitous rapistness. It's just so lovely that all these women just have the courage to come out when somebody gets in the limelight. But he's been in the limelight. A federal court and a circuit judge is nothing to scoff at. It's the second highest court in the land. The guy wrote theses. He's been a jurist on some of the most pressing matters. in the last 20 years. Why not then? Why not come out then in regards to something you can't remember where it was, you can't remember when it was, you can't remember who was there, and you can't remember what happened? Why not then? Well, because he wasn't running for a Supreme Court then. He wasn't on the bench. He wasn't going for the bench. The fact that they dressed her up, this is absolutely 100%. This is what defense and prosecutors do. This is what they did with the mob. They put them all on oxygen and brought them in with walkers and freaking electric scooters. When they brought the mob in and they crushed down in New Jersey and New York and Chicago, and they went after the mob in the 70s and the 80s, and the FBI was involved in this massive just push, even the 90s, to go after the mob and the mafia. When these old mob bosses and dons would go into court, they put them on oxygen. They would have them come in and hunch over and learn to walk. They put them in neck braces, for God's sakes, for the theater of the fact that they had to do that with Blasey Ford. Because you want to know why? If she would have shown up like that, looking like that, put together, strong, focused, determined, honest, reflecting, taking ownership for not saying anything, taking ownership and saying why it was so hard to come out, why she chose to do it now, and it made sense, then I would have supported her declarations. But Kavanaugh's family was threatened. Kavanaugh's family was threatened multiple times. He wasn't even staying at his house during his confirmation. His family had to be relocated. Give me a break. And he's been threatened since then because of these wild accusations.
Can't coach his kids' soccer teams anymore.
Holy shit. I was not, when I got my arrest, I had to go and get that expunged, or I wouldn't have been able to go ahead and coach my son's baseball team because I spanked my son. And I got real loud, Liv. Jeez.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I just remember somebody just mentioned Tara Reid here, and you guys were mentioning it last week. What is up with Tara Reid?
So Tara Reid, I'm first of all, I will not get into any of that stuff because I don't know and I don't care. But it comes down to very similar to the Jennifer Flowers and the Stormy Daniels and the Heart campaign in Colorado. A woman has accused, and Juanita Broderick with Bill Clinton is that she has accused Joe Biden of sexually assaulting her. And there's been several cases of people accusing of sexual assault. And I will say what I say to all of them. Until that's proven in court, I empathize with you. I sympathize with you. I don't believe you because I have no reason to believe you. And I don't believe Joe Biden when he says he's innocent because there's not enough, there hasn't been enough exculpatory evidence to prove that one way or another. But what I do believe is that you're innocent until proven guilty, and everyone has that luxury. So if I'm going to afford that to Donald Trump, and I'm going to afford that to every other person who's been accused of rape, I have to give Paula Jones, that's right, I'm going to have to give the same type of respect for Joe Biden. And if you sit here and say that, well, Donald Trump's innocent, but Joe Biden's guilty, well, you don't know that. None of us know that. We weren't there in that room. We haven't read the court filings. This is where we get in the difference between opinion. Now, you can give me opinion and say, I believe. Okay, well, that's fine. Because I believe she's full of shit. But I've read the testimony. I watched the testimony firsthand. I got to see the evidence. I got to hear the stories afterwards of the pay-to-play type shit that took place and the other witnesses, 3 of them that were all paid by DNC big donors. So I'm sorry, but no. I can say that with no equivocation that I do not believe her. In any way, do I believe something happened to her? Yes. Do I believe that she probably went to a frat party and got shit-faced and something happened to her with sexual assault? Yes. Do I believe that Kavanaugh could have been there? Sure. Do I believe him and Squee weren't lifting weights that night? Probably not. Do I believe he's a college guy and they have a little bit too much to drink and some of them rape women? Of course they do. But is there any evidence of that? No. So I can sit here and say, beyond a reasonable doubt, that he was never accused of a crime. He was never charged with a crime. And simply he said, she said isn't enough. So I can't listen to Tara Reid. I can't listen to Blasey Ford. I can't listen to Stormy Daniels, because until there is exculpatory evidence and a decision done by a court to say that you are guilty of a crime, you're not. Yeah. Joe's diary. I know. But it's all circumstantial. And I will tell you one thing, and listen to me with all your heart, and I think Olivia will back me up, because I'm going to be very careful when I say this, because I'm not going to go ahead and malign myself with something as horribly disgusting and completely abhorrent as pedophilia. But I will tell you that kids make stories up. And they say things that are horribly damaging sometimes to their parents that aren't true, because Olivia and I both went through it. And that doesn't give me any empathy for Joe Biden and what he may have done to Ashley, and I believe it's Ashley, because if he did, he deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison, along with the person who did it to me, the two people who did it to me. But guess what? I also can sit here and say that I have read things that I never thought I would ever hear that had nothing to do with a sexual nature, but as far from a supposed mythical abuse that took place in this house that never took place, with stories that were so freaking incredible. There wasn't a giant and a beanstalk involved with it, and adults bought this up. So I have to, this is the difference between me and other shows, is I will never not, that's a double negative. I will not sit here and apply what I consider to be morally, ethically, and legally just to one person and not give the other person the same consideration. I don't care if I don't like that person. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't want to see Joe Biden in jail. I don't. It's not that I don't even like Joe Biden. He's just a shitty president, and he's just a shitty human being. But there are other people who I believe should be in prison for what they've done, including Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Should be in prison. Adam Schiff should be in prison. Nadler should be in prison. Raskin is getting close. This judge, Engeron, honestly, should be absolutely throned, and disbarred, and tarred and feathered, and thrown into the Atlantic. So my feelings are that there are people who deserve to be held accountable to the highest extent of the law. And as far as China and Joe and 10%, yeah, I know. Listen, wait a second. You're telling me that politicians are crooked and they take money? No. Wow. Of course we know this, but we've got to prove it. And if Republicans had the receipts, they would go ahead and impeach him. But I told you they would never impeach him. Because why? Because all it's going to do is help Joe Biden, because they don't have the votes. Impeaching Joe Biden right now is the dumbest possible thing that the Republicans, I told you 2.5 years ago, and everyone said, they're going to impeach him, Matt, they're going to get him. I said, no, they're not. There's no fucking way. Nixon got a bump in the polls. Huge. Like 8 points, and he was guilty. Bill Clinton got like a 23 jump in the frickin' polls. Donald Trump got 11.5 point jump on the first one and got higher in the second one. And you want to give Joe Biden a lifeline? Get the fuck out of here. Let him swing. Donald Trump has all the momentum as far as the people coming over and saying this is bull. They already hate him because of the inflation. They hate him because of the border. They hate him because of what's going on overseas. They hate him because of his shitty policies. And for him to sit up there, listen, the kiss of death for Donald Trump. Liv, what was the kiss of death for Donald Trump? Tell him. Come on, what was the date? What was the thing that he did? That one thing that he did.
It was the COVID thing.
Tell him.
It was when he got back from the hospital and he was up on the balcony and he was acting all nonchalant and like it was no big deal. And Barron had showed no symptoms. Melania barely got anything. I'm fine. I'm good now, and showed no empathy towards the people who got real sick or lost loved ones. And
He lost the woman's vote. Now the women in the audience don't get all pissy and be like, I voted for him. We know, we love you. You're a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump supporter. Of course you did. The moment he did that, he dropped overnight 16 points in the polls. Just. And he never recovered from that. And then, of course, there were other things, plenty of other things that came out. But that was really the kiss of death. That's what turned the narrative and the death ticker, because his approval rating was 71% in the first 3 months with COVID. 71% of the country said that he was doing a good job. What changed?
It was that. It was the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
It hit too close to home for people. I mean, you had grandparents who were dying that were in homes.
Hospice,
and
yeah.
My mom went through this with my grandmother, and COVID went through, and I think it was in November 2020, the home that my grandmother was at, COVID came in and just ran rampant, and everyone was getting it. And my grandma was extremely sick. She was very obese. She wasn't healthy anyway. And when she caught it, the doctors are like, she's got 48 to 72 hours, period. They didn't let my mom or my aunt or uncles be with her when she died.
Yeah.
They got to go in once a day for 30 minutes, and that's it. And they weren't able to be there for her and be there with her when she is laying there alone dying. And people went through this, and it hit way too close to home, going, I lost my grandmother, I lost my grandfather, I lost my parents. I mean, I know people who, and it's not just older people and people who had, asthma and other things that it affected. It did affect some people. I do know somebody that their daughter, who was like 12, got it and was hospitalized in the ICU. A friend in Houston, who used to cut my hair in Houston, her husband in his 30s is a firefighter, top shape. He got it and he almost died.
We broke the story on Houston Methodist, where we actually saw the inside numbers and said that the survival rate with the vaccine, how they said once you have it, your survival rate almost goes to 100%. That's not what the number said. On over 300,000 people visited over 9 months. We had the paperwork. We had a whistleblower from Houston Methodist. I thought that show was going to put me on the map.
Yeah.
Because during the middle of COVID, I had substantial proof from the freaking lead surgeon of the hospital and of chief of staff, the chief of the hospital, sent out a declaration to those nurses and told them they had to get the vaccine, they're going to be fired. And that lady leaked it to me and sent it to me. And I thought that was going to blow the door. Well, Facebook suppressed it. YouTube suppressed it. I got a strike for it. And they wouldn't put it on. Even though I had certified notarized letters, time-stamped and dated, I had firsthand witness accounts. I had corroborated the story with 3 other people. I had everything, and they silenced me. You can go back and watch that episode. It's incredible. But this is the thing that we need to understand is there are politics at play. And I know everyone's like, treason, got to get by. If the Republicans had it, they would use it. You have got to link those bank accounts to Joe Biden. You have to. You have to. And that is why they have these shell companies. That's why they have people playing Peter and Paul. That's why they don't allow it. They never used his name. Yes, he's the big guy, but you can't have that. Carrie Ripley, $20. Thanks, Carrie Ripley. That's nice of you to do that. Thank you so much. We always appreciate it. You can donate, linktapgo/The Dumb Show. You can tip, or you could go to PayPal and do it anonymously, or go to thedumbshow.com. Pick up some cool shirts. I'm not wearing any cool gear. Olivia's got the cool gear on tonight. She'll have the rest of that off later. But for now, thank you so much.
Hey, I got to go pick up E real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll finish.
But while I'm gone, can you please look up and see if somebody accidentally banned Dodie Estes on Facebook? She's on Rumble right now, and she can't see anything on Facebook.
Just stay right there.
So
just stay right there. I know how to do it now.
So I said I would look.
I'll do it. Just hold Hold on. Just give me 1 second, everybody. I know we're on a roll, but duty calls for Dottie. Dottie.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Dodie or Dottie. I'm not sure.
It's Dottie. It's got to be Dottie. It's not Dodie. I did a doity in my pants. No, it's Dottie. Live. We're in live. Go to live studio. Come on now. Get there. Hold on.
It is Dodie. I had it right.
Whatever.
Yay.
Change your name. Your name's wrong. Fix your name. Go back. Go back in a time machine. I'm trying to see if there's any bannings.
So apparently it's I think it might be maybe a Facebook thing. Apparently.
Where's the link? Where's the link to that I sent you that one time to go live? And just do a search on your message, your text messages, and just type in Facebook and it'll pop up, and send me that link. Because that helps me. That'll help me get into the thing, and then I can just be done with this and move on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know that was about as detailed as I don't even know what. I can't even think of anything clever. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know that was about mute it. Okay. I'm looking for the control panel for live.
I don't know. I gotta go leave.
Okay,
go get you.
Okay.
Not sure. It might be a Facebook thing. Several people have already said that happened to them and they logged back out and they were able to get back in, but she's tried it several times, so I don't know.
Okay, well, here's the cool thing. You can watch it on any other show. You can comment in YouTube also. That could help out. But let's keep it going. We got 158 on. And Olivia, I'm gonna leave your place up here in the stars for you. How long are you gonna be there, sweets? 5-6 minutes. Okay. So, all right. Well, let me black her out because my God. All right, Puffy Combs. It's an interesting thing. I try not to. First of all, thank you. We reached 100 likes on the show. That's fantastic. I love that. It means I appreciate it. We got 100, 225, 200. We're starting to grow. It's so nice to see. It's freaking awesome. And I'll tell you what it is. We're not allowing the trolls to dominate the show anymore. And it really makes a difference. It does. Me just letting go and getting rid of them and just whatever and letting them say whatever they want. It's so much easier than you guys are right. I should have done it a long time ago. But anyway, so you've got Puffy. And listen, all you got to do is go and look at some of the things that he's been accused of by fellow rappers. Dave Chappelle has done some good stuff on it. You're innocent until proven guilty. Okay? I believe that. And I'm not going to sit here and pass judgment on Puffy Combs. Because first of all, I don't even know who the douchebag is. What I do know is that he is accused quite heavily of sex trafficking. Those are allegations. They have not been proven. And in the court of law, that needs to be proven before I'm going to sit here and pass judgment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you what's up. I'm not going to tell you what it means because I don't know. But when the FBI, I think the biggest part of this story is a lot of people are flipping out saying, well, why is the FBI involved? Why is it not, or scratch that, why isn't the FBI involved? Why is it the Department of Homeland Security? Let's watch the video real quick. I'm going to show this to you and you guys can see what's going on. And I did it again. What's new? I'll tell you what, I constantly keep forgetting to use Chrome. I hate Chrome. Can I just be honest with you? I don't like it. But for some reason, with that update, Safari gives me echo. And I get some serious echo. All right, let's play this real quick just so you guys can see what's happening. Fox 11 covered this. I want to give them credit because I don't want a copyright strike. Let's give this a watch. Hey, Todd, hey, everyone who's so amazing. Thanks so much for all your likes and shares. You can do that real simple. All you got to do is go out of the thread and just hit like or share. Makes a big difference. Thank you. Also, thank you for the donation we just got. You can go to linktapgo/The Dumb Show. Real quick, the Don't Unfriend Me Show was born 3 years ago. I started it. We've expanded now to Amy, Leroy, myself, an amazing mod staff of people who are just so cool. Some of the greatest fans you've met. Everyone here is just, they're smart, man. What I'm so proud of, I'll be honest with you, is to see the level of education that has just risen over the last 3 years from the fans of this show who've been around for a few months up to 3 years and have been here since the beginning. They are so damn good at not arguing, but having discourse with people who want to have a conversation, and then also challenging people who say things that aren't true. And I won't take credit for it, because this whole process that we do here is really all of us kind of learning together. There are times where I'll report on something and I don't have all the answers, and so many people just help make the process better, or they say something in chat that I can go, oh, that's a good idea, and I can add on it and expand on it. And it's amazing to watch all the fans, whether it's the Dumb Nation group or now over at the news channel on Facebook, or even in the live shows, or just in private chats and one-on-ones or personal phone numbers or emails where people are now friends, and listening to them converse. It's just, it's a very cool thing. So I just want to tell you, that's what we do here. Try to come back every night at 7 o'clock, have a live show. We have recorded shows throughout the day and news. So if you don't know who we are, we're the Don't Unfriend Me Show. My name is Matthew. My wife Olivia is picking up my son, and you can go to linktapgo/The Dumb Show. Find all of our sites and shows where we're at. And remember, last thing, Facebook page, we now have The Dumb News. You can search for that. It's at The Dumb News, and you can get all of our news articles, which are damn good. We are getting 250,000 people a week hitting our news stories. It's getting bigger than Don't Unfriend Me. So it's really cool. So stop by and take a look. All right, let's watch this Puffy video. Sorry to delay. I just had a moment of giving some positivity. Here we are. This is in Long Beach. Maybe. This is why I hate Chrome, folks. All right, let's try that again.
And music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
He got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now, we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement.
Now, a lot of people are immediately saying, okay, the reason why the FBI isn't there is because the FBI is corrupt. FBI with January 6th, FBI with Hunter Biden and the laptop, FBI with Epstein. Okay, I want to be really, really clear, okay? I understand a lot of people don't like Epstein. I understand a lot of people don't like Hunter Biden. And I understand a lot of people don't like the FBI. But just because you don't like all 3 of them doesn't mean that they're synonymous. But there are reasons for why this is. I can't tell you why the FBI didn't arrest people when it came to Epstein unless I guess. And the guess would be, like everyone else, is because it would be so damaging to the elite of Hollywood and politicians that we would literally see the fabrics of this society completely crumble. That's a pretty good guess, okay? We can look at the Hunter Biden case and looked at the polling numbers that 71% of voters would have said, I probably would have voted for somebody else or not voted at all if I would have known about the Hunter Biden story. We then know that that's probably a good reason why they buried it in the Department of Justice and FBI did. We also know they weaponized against Trump. Okay, we got it. Now, the FBI in January 6th, you got a long way to convince me of that shit. I've argued that for a long time. We're not going to do that tonight. But that's just us having a difference of opinion, okay? I know a lot of FBI people, okay? I've known a lot of alphabet agency people, okay? I've got a good friend who lives right across the street who's FBI. My wife has plenty of friends who are FBI who she works with. I can't go into details about Olivia's job. But the point is that we've got a lot of fib in the family. And I will tell you that there are a lot of great FBI people, okay? I don't like the leadership. I haven't in a long time. It's been a politically appointed position. It needs to stop. It needs to be assigned by the other intelligence agencies. That's the way all intelligence agencies should work. And then the government should be separated like the judicial system. Intel should be separate from the executive branch. But I can tell you why there's DHS here. Because Department of Homeland Security, as sex traffic, there's been several orders, several pieces of legislation that has turned into a national crisis and a national emergency on the state level. And in this location, in this time, Department of Homeland Security is able to handle this case because of the depth and it's international. FBI does not work outside of the United States on most cases unless it's tied to a secondary agency. CIA is not allowed to work in the United States unless it works with a secondary agency who is allowed. That's why you'll see a lot of CIA who will work with the FBI or local sheriff's office or whatever who have jurisdiction as an observer. This case is that this is probably outside of the FBI's parameters because this is probably an international incident. I think we'll find that, and that is why DHS is there. Okay, so I just wanted to give you that answer before we flip out and start going ahead and talking about conspiracy theories and shit like that. Okay, good. Everyone agree? Everyone understand? Good. Awesome. So let's listen to the rest of this. Here, Liv, you get to come on over here now. What I basically said is why DHS was here versus the FBI because it's probably international. Do you understand? With Puffy, with P. Diddy.
Got it.
Isn't he the I want to use your face as a toilet seat, want to piss on you?
No, that's R. Kelly.
That's R. Kelly. They're all the same, right? It's hard to tell the difference. When it comes to all pedos look the same. Are you done?
No, not quite.
Get your ears in. Get your ears in, big doggy. Rubber ducky, come on back. You're too young for that. You don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
No.
Oh. You really don't know?
No.
Oh, God.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know Convoy?
What was Convoy?
Oh, my God.
Was it a movie, TV show, song?
You don't know who Chris Christopherson is?
I know who Chris Christopherson is.
Rubber ducky.
But I don't know what Convoy is.
Dude, I'm going to get a copyright strike for this. You're killing me, Petey. Who's leaving?
Ethan is doing trash.
Oh, okay. This is the Rubber Duck. Got a big old 10-4.
Breaker 19, this here's a Rubber Duck. You got a copy on me, love?
Sorry. I thought I was in Chrome. God, I hate Chrome. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get copyright strike. I don't care.
Got us to the front door, good buddy. Mercy.
And with a Rubber Duck, and I'm about to pull a plug on your drink.
You don't know that?
Nope, never heard it.
Oh, sweetie, we got to go watch Convoy, Rubber Duck. Now, listen, it's not a movie that's going to blow your skirt up, but man, come on, man. Come on, man. All right, that's fine. Let's watch Puffy. We got a lot to do. Here we go. Okay. Good to have you back.
Thanks.
God, you're hot.
Did you miss me?
Oh, grr. We've had some special mom and dad time over the weekend, and we're ready to go ahead and continue that process this evening. Folks, listen, the one thing you're going to get here on this show that you don't get anywhere else is that my wife and I are hornier than 10 peckered owls. And we demonstrate it all the time. And we love each other. We're it might be gross in another 10 years, but luckily we still got some lead in the pencil and some color in the hair. So we're still in love, and if you can't tell, that's the way it is. All right,
a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement. And on the other side of those bushes, basically, is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
They are heavily armed, and they've been very tactful, would probably be the best word to use, as they made entry.
Did he just say tactful?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Did this guy just actually say tactful? This is where an RPG needs to come out from the freaking lawn and blow up that chopper. What? They're very tactful. So they were strategic in a positive way? Is that what you're saying? You mean tactical? You stupid son
into this
of a...
home this afternoon. We actually watched them as they made their way through one of these side gates. And as soon as they got inside the home, one of the first things they did was made their way into this garage that you see is open right there. Now, they did take a couple people into custody. We witnessed that. Now, are they under arrest? Are they just being asked about what they know?
You know what you'd hear right there is the producer, Bob, don't ever talk again. Thanks. Where's Jerry? He's sick. Over. You don't have to say over. You don't need to make the sound. Stop making the sound. It makes it itself. All right. Here's what it comes down to. My statement on Puffy Combs. I don't care. I don't.
What all happened to him?
Okay, so he has been allegedly accused of being involved in a child sex trafficking ring, a very large child sex trafficking ring. Now, people are linking photos of him with Justin Bieber and when he was 14 and saying, none of you know, okay? Let's wait, okay, till grand jury. Let's wait for the indictment. Let's wait to the records. I'll bring them to you. We'll talk about it together. I'll break it all down for you. But I'll tell you this, DHS are some good mofos. I've got no problem with DHS. And if DHS is knocking on your door, you're probably guilty. Okay.
So who else would it be? FBI or who would normally go on a raid like this?
If it's domestic, it would be the FBI. But it also depends. See, here's the thing. Is the FBI and DHS don't get along very well. I just want to let you know. FBI thinks it's shit hot. The fibs have always thought that they're shit hot. And when they get on a scene, it is like the movies where it's like, oh, fuck, the FBI showed up, right? And it's all over. Watch Die Hard. It's very much, it's not that bad, but there's not necessarily a lot of intramural fondness and inner working agencies loving each other. But the FBI is kind of, most people think that the FBI are kind of like the New England Patriots of football. Right? A lot of people just like, fuck them. I'm sick of them winning. But DHS hard chargers, predominantly ex-military, highly trained, very tactful, and very purposeful in their mission. And the difference with DHS is DHS has divisions that work specifically for certain types of sex trafficking cases where there may be more than just like film distribution or narcotics involved, where you would need to bring in the DEA or the ATF, or there might be a certain cartel that's involved that needs to go past U.S. borders. That's where Department of Homeland Security, because DHS has a global mission. They have the ability to work globally and work with interconnected agencies of foreign governments too. So that's why DHS is involved. They have a much broader reach than the FBI. FBI is domestic, DHS is national, global.
Got it.
Okay. So Diddy's in some serious shit. We need to wait. We need to hold. But you're getting raided by the DHS. You've done something. You've done something wrong. And now it's just a matter of how much he's done wrong and how much money he has to get himself out of the situation. But I tell you what, if this is an international thing, money's not going to matter.
That was a nice house.
It was a gorgeous house.
Big house.
Yeah, you could probably sell that, according to Judge Engeron, for at least $200,000. So he could post his bail. His bail's set at $12. What? So I think I'm not going to pass judgment. I don't know. But this has been going on for a while, and this has been rumored for quite a while. This is not DHS is involved, you're in some serious shit. That's pretty much all I can say, because there's nothing else for.
He has like 8 kids. I mean, just disgusting. I mean,
you don't know. We don't know what happened. Okay, I'm not trying to be coy either and pretend like, oh, he's innocent until proven guilty. He is. It doesn't matter what any of us say. We can speculate all you want, but my personal opinion, if he is diddling kids, then fucking Columbia necktie. 1 bullet and everybody knows the rules. Send the bill to his family.
A lot of people are saying that his Miami house got raided at the same time.
Yeah, there's other things that have happened that they haven't released too. So, and I'm not going into this. I'll go into it when I know more. What I do know is that this is on multiple fronts, and this is the first of many that are going to take place. That's what I do know. I know this is not a small investigation. This is a very large investigation, and the dominoes are going to start falling. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. So we will hear more, and certain things that are blanketed or unable to be released, because whether you guys know this, there's a lot of news and information that comes out that has what? There are moratoriums for certain things that can be discussed.
Can they hear her?
Yeah, they probably can. There's blankets that are put over things where you're not allowed to share certain things that are being said. And that's not just from the press. That's from people who work in agencies who have conversations where they say, hey, this is between you and I. This is essentially off the record, or there's a moratorium on when this can be discussed and when it can't. And so all will be done in due time. Okay? But this is a very small piece to a very large operation. Does that make sense? Good. Great. Glad we had that talk.
Yes,
all right.
They heard the kitty. She definitely tells us when she wants something. She left too before I could do anything.
Good. Dumb cat.
I know. Give me love. Okay, I'm gonna go give you love, and she bolts. I don't get her. But
so I want to show you guys a video. It's a little disturbing. This is and was our border. And I wrote an article today that was on the Rants of Izzo show. Mom, you want to tell them about Spreely?
Oh, Spreely. Spreely is our newest
Can you
platform.
try to say it with like an advertising sense? Like some passion and energy?
Sure.
Okay.
I sure.
Pretend it's sex. Oh, Spreely. You know.
I'm trying to think how I could do it cleanly.
No. Just get, come on, man. Get some energy. Pretend like you're pissed at me or something. You're like, Spreely.
Well, I don't want to call it names. So.
Why? Every time I ask you to do an advertising spot, why do I always have to end up doing it?
Because I'm not good at selling. There's a reason I'm not a salesperson.
You'll be a salesperson.
Never been.
Just tell everybody what it is. Go ahead.
Spreely TV. It's our newest platform, and you can find it on. Shoot.
Okay.
I lost it.
Hey, everybody, there's a new big dog in the house. It's Spreely.
So bad at that.
Now you're going to interrupt me doing it? I mean, just, are you trying to... Folks, Spreely.tv. Go figure it out yourself. Okay? Great. Jeez Louise. Spreely TV, folks. They are good friends of the Don't Unfriend Me show, and they host several other shows across the interwebs. Al Gore's interwebs, to be exact. Spreely stands for Speak Freely. And it is run by a great person named Terry Littlepage. He's a good man. And he promotes our page, helps our page grow, helps it be successful, helps our platform grow by offering an amazing service, which is you can watch the show on Apple TV. You watch it on Roku devices. You watch it on Fire Stick. And it's streamed to over 92 million homes. And you can watch it. Simply go to your Apple TV and type in Spreely, Spreely. It's in the lower right-hand corner where it says Spreely.tv, and you can watch the Don't Unfriend Me show right now live, which is great. Watch it from home in your kitchen, if you're cooking, or even if you're not cooking, and you're just watching something in your living room. You turn on Spreely TV. You can also get news And you can also watch videos of the Don't Unfriend Me show there. Go over there, take a look, Spreely.tv, and watch the Rizzo show and Patriot Barbie and other people. All right, let's get to it. This video here is, oh boy.
Your border, in that is.
This was what happened down near El Paso. You know where they said, you know, it's completely, you know, secure and safe and everything is fine. This was what happened just the other day.
It is my testimony that the border is secure.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented.
We have a secure border, in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing.
It is my testimony that the border is secure.
An undocumented.
Folks, that's an invasion. I don't care how you slice it. That's an invasion. Liv, when you see that, how does that make you feel? What are thoughts that goes through your head where you see 1,000 people tearing barbed wire down, tearing gates down, and storming the U.S. border?
It pisses me off. It really pisses me off, considering that we had the wall going and it was stopping and our border was secure. And now it's not. And it doesn't surprise me that they do this, because they let our own citizens loot and raid and burn things down, and they don't do anything about it. So what does it matter if people from other countries do it?
Yeah, they invite them to the White House when you do that. You get to go to the White House if you burn stuff down. Because listen, because it's not illegal. It's just protest. Mostly peaceful.
They're
mostly
peaceful protests.
Mostly peaceful. Mostly like the Nazis were mostly good to the Jews. Mostly. Somewhat. One of them, I'm sure, could have been.
It pisses me off even more that they're up there saying that our border's secure and it's our number one priority. No, it's not your number one priority. If it was your number one priority, you wouldn't have reversed everything that Trump did for the border.
Does anyone really? I want to put things in perspective. For the people that say, oh, America is tyrannical, it's a horrible country, and it's imperialistic. And how many countries, let's go down the list. How many countries do you think would have shot one of them so all of them would have ran? Should we go down the list?
But
let's just start with Israel. Let's start with Saudi Arabia. How about Iraq? How about Iran? How about China? How about
North Korea?
How about North Korea? Right. Let's go to Kyrgyzstan. Let's go to Afghanistan. How about Greece? We can go. How about Germany?
Russia?
How about Russia? Do you understand that the number one thing in Europe besides smoking and bad teeth is border security? Because those countries have had border disputes for almost millennia, longer than millennia, 1,600 years of border disputes at a level of constant changing hands, of constant war and battle, of taking inches in decade. You have to understand that there are plenty of other countries. And then if we get into Africa, oh my God, not only would they have shot one, they would have killed them all. And then they would have killed their families. Now, you want to go into Bolivia? You want to go to Colombia? You don't understand. And it's because it's not your fault you don't understand. You just haven't traveled. And that's a problem with all these leftists. They've never been anywhere. They've never done anything. They've never left their freaking hometowns. And they sit here and talk about world travel. You have no idea what border security is like in other countries, man. Serious business. And if anybody would have stormed the borders of these countries that we listed and others and attacked Border Patrol, they would have been shot on sight. Now, does that mean I want them shot? No. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, it would be easier, but no. Of course not. I mean, that's the easy thing. Shoot one, make an example. You know? I mean, it's what they used to do with pirates that would go into the coves in the Caribbean, is they would hang them from the rocks and the yardarms and Pirates beware.
Arg.
It's R. There's no gar. There's no g.
G.
It's arg.
You just said arg.
That's because you did. Anyway, so the point being is you don't need to shoot anybody. What you need is to send a message that says the journey that you're about to take will have a negative end if you make it. And there needs to be consequences for those actions. And those consequences are that the journey can't even begin. And before these people come from South America, Mexico has a responsibility of stopping it. And if Mexico is not capable of protecting its border, it then becomes a hostile country to the United States. And we need to send a very clear message to Mexico. We need to start putting trade embargo on Mexico. We need to go ahead and start putting blockades on Mexico. We need to put sanctions against Mexico until they pull their heads out of their asses and take care of the cartels. This is the solution to the problem. You need to create demarcation lines between South America and the United States. And the only way you do that is to take away the Shangri-La, here you go, this Olay bullshit, Dorn, all the way across Mexico with them not doing anything. You need to create a buffer between Mexico and the United States that is a no man's zone. And you know what? I don't give a shit. Fill it with mines. Yes. Anti-personnel mines. Yes. Those horrible mines that everyone, oh, they're horrible. They blow people's legs off. Yes, that's what they're designed to do. And if you put them there, they won't do it anymore. They will stop. Hey, Juan, let's go over, man. Gotta leave, Vato. I don't know if it's a good idea, Holmes. I've heard they put the mines out there. Come on, man. We can go and do it. Let's go, man. Come on, just take a little. Freddy, fuck this. I'm going home, man. This is a fucking nightmare. It's over. Then they get back to Mexico, you know? Oh, hello, Francois. What's going on, Jose? Can you tell me how was the United States? We'll make some money.
Estados Unidos. Get it right.
Estados Unidos. Whatever. Fucking por favor, parquet. No, baby. Fucking little Freddy's dead, huh? He blew up. He's a fucking million. He looks like a chimichanga. Oh, let's tell everybody not to come. Let's just stay here and make our country better. Hug me, kiss me. Let's have babies. We're Catholic.
Better. That's so not us.
Seriously, man. Just seriously put some mines in there, man. Whatever. Because here's what it comes down to. I'm telling you right now, with everything in my soul, the entire reason you're seeing ISIS and ISIS-K and you're seeing these attacks in Europe and in Russia, and they will continue. ISIS has a new target, and ISIS-K fucking hates Russia. They hate Iran too. These are a new breed of Muslim terrorists. They hate everybody. This will continue to go against Russia. This is the beginning. This is their USS Cole. This is their first tower strike. This is, I'm trying to think of it, the Saudi base. I can't remember it. It's not Bahrain because that's the overall operational theater. It's not Bagram because that's Afghanistan. Why is I'm thinking of a B? That base. And this is a sign. This is the beginning. And the reason why is because a lot of people don't know, but they should, is that Russia was absolutely 100% involved in hunting down and killing Al-Qaeda and ISIS with the United States. And they didn't fuck around. And if you don't think that Russia's serious, if you think they're not really hard hitters, let me explain what they did to those terrorists. Some people are like, why didn't they stand up in court? Because they can't. Because the guy that couldn't stand up had electrodiodes wrapped around his testicles with 125 volts being pumped through it all weekend. Wow. That guy. Shocking. Can you imagine having a police officer stand on your kneecaps, keeping your thighs pinned together as electrodiodes are pumping through your testicles, up your spine, and you're shitting and pissing yourself perpetually. Yeah, that sounds fun. Sign me up for two. Some people pay good money for those things. I heard Trump paid for that in Russia. Joke. Complete lies. That was a lie. P-tapes were fake. But can you imagine? Liberals, you can't do that to him. He's a Muslim man. He's telling his truth.
They're not in America. They're in
You
Russia.
need to save him. All people are American the moment they're here. You've got to protect his rights. You get those things off his balls. He's a human man. He's trying to speak his truth. What's going on? Why are
Oh my God, what's going on?
Why are you doing this? Stop.
Whatever.
So unfair. What did he do? Well, he shot an 11-year-old in the fucking head at point blank. They targeted thighs, muscles, and shoulders so people would bleed out. They took $5,000 of payment and murdered people. These people should be tortured for the rest of their days and nursed back to health. And the greatest medicine and the greatest hospitals, from Leningrad to Moscow to Petropavlovsk, the naval boats should all come, and they should find a factory of pain where every Russian citizen can have their wish of what they want to do to these people. And once it's done, you nurse them back to health and you do it again. The rest of their existence should be the absolute most painful, abhorrent, torturous, medieval, blowtorch shit with a pair of pliers, Marcellus Wallace type torture. And then, when that's finally done, and you beg for mercy, and they put a bullet in your head, you now have internal damnation to look forward to. Congratulations. Enjoy. By the way, here's some pork before you go on your way. That's what you do. The United States, stop it. He has rights. He's a human man. Why do you hate Muslims? They're amazing people. They're not all like this. What the fuck are you talking about? These people are terrorists. They deserve one thing: death. I'm sorry. Everyone says that you should be a police officer or a fireman or a nurse or a garbage person. You know what? You need to be every single person needs to go in the military. You need to go see the shit that we saw, and whether it's Mike or whether it's Leroy, myself, or some of the guys and girls in here, you don't know what you're dealing with. You have no earthly idea the conviction that these people have. While you are begging for your life, they will fucking slide a goddarn knife up your gut and gut you like a fish without a second thought. While you're pleading for your children, they will do horrendous things to them, to your families, to your wife. These people have no souls. They don't consider you a person. You are an infidel. You are evil. You are the devil to them. As the way you would treat a demon is the way that you are seen by them. And not all Muslim people. I'm talking about the terrorists, the extremists, the radicals. And I'm telling you right now, if you think that over the 9 to 10 million that have snuck over the border, that at least a handful of those people are not terrorists, not only are you extremely naive, you really have no idea what you're talking about. I'm telling you right now, this will come to U.S.'s doorstep. Because the only thing that they want more than to do things like this, and here's the thing, is that this new cell is not the standard makeup of what ISIS ISIL, Al-Qaeda, JIB, the Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas, Hezbollah, and normal jihadists do. They believe in massive amounts of innocent people dead, and they martyr themselves. These fuckers were caught alive. These fuckers took money. That is a very different terrorist cell and terrorist organization. That means they're now outletting their work. I told you this didn't seem like the normal type of attack to me because ISIS doesn't take credit for shit like this quickly. They took it within an hour. These guys are not devout believers. These guys were allowed to be taken alive.
Yeah, because they all suicide themselves.
And they would have waited for all those police to come in. What they would have done is done a distraction event or not outed themselves and waited till the mass groups of people and simultaneously. This was a calculated, orchestrated attack. This was not sporadic. These people did not work in a haphazard, I'm a camel. Sorry, I can't say that. I'm a camel herder. And I'm picking up an AK-47 Kalashnikov and I'm going to go ahead and fire off a few rounds. That's why a lot of people clack off vests. This is a completely different situation, and this is a type of warfare that the United States is not prepared for. We are not prepared for this type of escalation in warfare. We are not prepared for this type of destruction and death. If you now have non-believers who are going to take money, or they're going to start using pawns, they're going to start using people who are depraved, people who want their families to live, people who have nothing else to give. Well, doesn't that sound a lot like illegal immigrants who want their families taken care of? How hard is it to convert people who have nothing left to lose? I'm telling you right now, this is coming to the United States. It's been in Europe now for almost a decade and a half. It's coming to the U.S. It's a matter of time. And the more that we leave this border open and the more that we do not address it and the more that the Democrats continue to do this country, I promise you, you will see the exact same situation replicated in the United States. It's coming here. And I haven't said that yet. Has anyone heard me say that? What have I said? These terrorist cells? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a nuclear attack. Don't worry about a mass scale invasion. Don't worry. You're not going to see that. That's not what this is going to be. There will be active cells inside this group, but they are not going to be recognized by the Department of Defense. They're not going to be recognized by the Department of Homeland Security. They're not going to be seen by the FBI because these people aren't true believers. These people are mercenaries. The 4 that went in there are not true believers.
They don't even look like.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah. People don't seem to understand. This is terrifying. Now you have people who can use money and influence and probably put guns to people's families' heads and say, if you don't go in and kill as many people as possible, we're going to kill your daughter and kill your wife and kill your son. Decide. We'll give your family $5,000. We'll make sure that you go down a hero, but go kill as many people as possible. Or how about an illegal immigrant who gets that offer and says, listen, it's better than living on the street and dying. You can't find a job. You can't do anything. All the jobs are filled. Now you're a vagrant. We're going to go ahead and we're going to kill your family, or we'll give them $10,000. You can go to jail and live out your life in a prison and have food and water and everything that you need. Just go and shoot up a movie theater. Do we really think that this isn't going to happen? I'm telling you right now, it's coming to our door. And I have not said that on this show once. Because I told you I was waiting. And I was waiting for this. This is the type of evolution of ISIS-K and these new, not zealots. At least with terrorists, they were predictable. We could foresee what they would do. We knew it would be a truck. We knew that if they were going to attack, they would hit the front gates and use explosives. We knew that they would use IEDs. We knew that they wouldn't necessarily poison the water supply. We knew that they wouldn't necessarily use drones or use, suicide fucking goats and stuff. There were certain things that we knew that animal warfare or biological warfare or normal guerrilla warfare tactics weren't going to be used. They're advancing. They're coming up with new ways. And when you can weaponize, maybe not millions, maybe not hundreds of thousands, maybe not even tens of thousands, how about 100? Can you imagine if Arab Spring took place in the United States for 17 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, a month, every year?
What is that?
Essentially create as much casualty, as much havoc, and as much destruction in the weeks of, I think it's December 12th, 17th, something to that effect, Arab Spring. And it's where a lot of coordinated attacks take place. A lot of takes place on 9/11. A lot of them happen during Ramadan, because during these times, it's kind of like it's extra experience on Diablo week. It's really what it is, man. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. It's like, hey, you get double XP with Allah. This is a different type of group. They're not zealots. They've got a lot of hate, and they're not true believers, and they don't necessarily want to die, but they've got a lot of anger in their heart, and they have been bombed at from afar. And I don't have a lot of empathy. Shit happens, man. I'm sorry. But it's created a generation of people who hate America, and they are scarier than terrorists. Terrorists are predictable. Something to think about. Over 225 on. It's a pretty good number. Let's do our last one. Folks, stay frosty. If you don't have your concealed carry, it's not that hard. Live Ron DeSantis.
Okay.
We had, I just want people to remember this, okay? If Donald Trump doesn't win, and I'm not saying he's not going to, I did way too soon. I'm not that stupid. I'm not going to be like Karl Rove and these twats who are like, Donald Trump's going to win. Then tomorrow, Joe Biden's going to win. Oh, no. I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to tell you what's going on right now, and I'm going to tell you what I see for the future, and then we're going to stop there. But I'll tell you what. When all's said and done, if Donald Trump loses, you had Ron DeSantis, single-handedly the most conservative candidate we've seen since Ike. I don't even know. I don't even know if we've ever seen a conservative candidate of his magnitude. Ron DeSantis is hands down the most conservative politician I think I've ever seen who's been successful. That is something that, oh, Deborah, thank you. We got an order. Ooh. And got a 2A flag shirt and a Red Friday mug. Congratulations. Using your DUM10 code. Congratulations. You guys can do that. You can go to linktapgo/the-dumb show if you want to donate. Hey, these donations help, man. We got a lot of people on. We understand that not everybody can give, but if you can, listen, there's no charity. There's no cause. It's simply to keep the show going. This isn't free. It costs a lot of money to do this. It's a lot of our time. This is our livelihood. My wife has a wonderful job outside of this. And I decided to go ahead and do this full time because it's something I really do enjoy. Know this, that if you donate to the Donut and Friend Me show, every single penny goes back into the show and goes to continue to feed my ass and my wife. And I get her a Pepsi every anniversary because she deserves it. Hell, give her a Pepsi. She deserves her anniversary.
Can I have a cream soda this year?
No, I don't.
Get a little too fancy.
Sorry. I think you need to dial it back a little bit. Okay. Listen, there's maybe on our 20th. So let's give it about another 17 years and we'll have a talk. So I think that when we look at by the donations, so just go to linktapgo/the-dumb show. You can hit tip and you can send it right to PayPal if you want. We appreciate it. We love you. Thank you so much. Anything helps and it keeps the lights on. All right. Ron DeSantis, hands down, probably the most conservative conservative politician we've seen. He's just signed another bill. And what this bill does, Liv, is it stops all social media groups in the state of Florida from allowing all 14-year-olds and below from having a social media account. And not only that, the social media companies are responsible for scrubbing their current database and removing all under 14-year-old accounts, or else there's penalty for them. And I want to get your opinion on this. Here's the video of him signing it. And I want to talk about it because there's some implications here.
Oh, we've got the kids. Okay. All right. So I have some pens for kids. Not enough for all of you, I don't think, but I do have some. All right,
So here's the question. Liv, we've had accounts for Hayden and Ethan since they were born.
Yes.
Tell everyone what we did. Please don't tell me you don't know.
I can't remember.
You're such a shit. You're. Okay.
You love me.
Okay, go.
All right. So
I didn't get any water.
you didn't ask me for water.
Should I have to ask?
Yes. You should. I got your drink.
Sorry,
I made your shake.
I thought you knew your job. I'm sorry. What did I expect after all these years? Seriously,
Exactly.
where's my pot pie? All right, go ahead.
So right after Hayden and Ethan were born, we opened them a Facebook page with their name, of course, with a different birth date. And all we did was tag them in all of our posts with all the pictures. And we only allowed people that we knew, friends, family, to be friends with them on Facebook. So basically, because we had no family living near us, my mom was, but that was it. And so that way all our friends and family from other states could watch them grow up, essentially.
Yep. And the kids had no access to it until we said it was okay.
And we just gave Hayden access.
Yeah,
to it.
Ethan still doesn't have access.
Nope.
But Hayden's on the precipice of 14, and we said, okay, you can have Facebook access. And she doesn't use it at all. She hates it.
She does. And she doesn't even want me to post anything of her on Facebook.
She hates Facebook. It's old people stuff. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't want to go on TikTok, and she does her...
She does want to go on TikTok.
No, she doesn't. I talked to her. She doesn't care about TikTok. She likes her YouTube, and she likes doing her videos on Instagram, and she's doing well. But here's the thing. This is the argument from the left towards conservatives. I thought you were all about free speech. Why are you censoring social media? Now, I thought you wanted smaller government. Why do you want big government? Why are you using government to censor? What's your response to that?
They're minors.
Yeah. They don't have rights. They have rights, but the rights are through
their parents.
The parents. Mm-hmm. And parents can have those children removed if those parents violate those rights. But the rights are through parents. There's no specific rights based upon age. And they have inalienable rights. They have the right to life, pursuit, happiness. They have the right to everything. But you can't arrest a child or have it in conversation with a child without the parent's involvement, or a lawyer, or there's other rules. So there's a very specific set of rules for children that there isn't for adults. So the question is that they're minors, but let's go deeper than that. Why does the government have to get involved?
Because of everything that's been going on, and with the schools and the transgender and everything that's going on right now, and also limiting the parents' power to help raise their children, and not letting parents have access to libraries and and telling kids, don't tell your parents that we told you to read this
But does that
book.
have anything to do with the social media?
No, I mean,
So there is an effort, simply, right? I mean, simply, just put it as the most simple context. Why does the government have to get involved? Because the social media companies aren't doing what?
they're not trying to think of the words. They're not monitoring.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
not. They're not protecting. They're not protecting their clientele. And their clientele are the parents. The clientele are the kids. And they're not doing the job. They're sex trafficking children. There's people using programs to sexually monitor and share videos of children and photographs. They are exploiting and meeting up and dating. They are turning them against parents. They're recruiting from ISIS through certain social medias. They're telling people to turn on their children. They're telling people to do things that can kill them, like inhaling cinnamon powder and drinking Tide Pods and shit, and going slapping teachers on the ass and seeing what happens. So they are not protecting. And that is where you tell a leftist to go pound sand, because it is the government's responsibility to protect the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of every person, not just the parents. So this is a protection clause. This is to ensure that people know the difference between right and wrong. They are to ensure that the people are free to make decisions that a child under the age of 14 can make. And they believe, based upon the brain development and the maturity level and the studies that they have done, that the best age for a child to make this decision with a parent's permission is 14 years old. And the problem isn't that these social media companies don't have rules against people who aren't 18. Facebook is one of them, but people circumvent that.
I was just going to say, what's going to stop people from changing the birth date?
Nothing. But then that makes the parents accountable and not the government. And that is where this is. It's a division. It's a redirection of responsibility. Right now, you can blame the government. Why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you holding these companies accountable? Okay, now we are. And you were the idiot who went ahead and went against the terms and conditions and changed your kid's birthday. But this is where, in my opinion, government and parents can work together. And there are certain regulations that are like, there are certain government regulations that I agree with. It's not that conservatives believe that regulation is bad. That's the dumbest thing in the world. That's independence. That's people who are Tea Partiers believe no rules. Let's just have heroin on the street. Yeehaw! No speed limit. Fuck it. Let's go. That's not us. What we believe in is smart regulation, limited regulation. Regulation is, there's 1,000 no's for every yes. That's what we believe. When it comes to regulation, you say no 1,000 times for every yes. That's what we're talking about here. So it's really important that we understand that this isn't censorship. This is regulation for companies that do censor the truth and censor these stats and don't tell the general public what's really going on and hiding it, where we have to have Senate oversight committees put Zuckerberg and these guys up on stage to get the answer, and Zuckerberg gets to stand up and, I am sorry, my alien leaders told me to tell you that your kids are important. You know, there's only so many of those you can get. But you have a responsibility as the government for life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and protect the people of this country. And if these social media companies are allowing and a conduit for people to prey on them, then it is the government's responsibility to get involved, and they are. So for me, I think there's a very clear difference between free speech and safety. And this isn't free speech. This isn't limiting people's speech. Children don't have the right to say whatever the fuck they want. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't have a right to vote. They don't have a right to leave and just flee their house for no reason. They don't have the right not to go to school just because they don't want to, but we can quit jobs. They don't have the rights that normal people do. Those parents unequivocally are the conduit of which rights they are allowed to participate in and which rights they aren't. And there are certain rights that the government and the state say you must give your children, and if those rights are violated, they'll be taken away from you. That's completely different. But in this household, I give my children the rights. I tell them all the time, this is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. I am the HMFDIC, and what I say goes until you're out of this house. And if you don't like it, I don't give a shit. These are the rules. You will obey. Obey.
Obey.
Obey. Pretty simple. Okay? Great conversation, folks. Thanks so much. What the hell is an ASPCA? Is that like an announcement?
ASPCA.
Amy said I need an ASPCA for the Link Tap Go. Is that like some sort of announcement, right? ASPCA?
It sounds like the local animal shelter or something.
Change an animal. Oh, an ASPCA?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In the arms of an angel. Like. Far away from here. Folks, for 10 cents a day, you can supply the Donut Friendly Show with life-giving love and happiness by donating. Link Tap Go. You know what? I'm going to do that. Yeah. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm like, cost some more, please. No, shut up.
We need to make a good commercial.
It's not nice to treat dummies like this. Save a dum-dum's life. Just donate. Turn a dum-dum into a dummy. 10 cents a day can change someone forever. Listen, if it comes down to this, that you want to give to veterans before us, do it. Give to veterans. If you want to give to breast cancer, do it. If you've done all that, and do not give to Wounded Warriors, don't you fucking dare. Do not give money to that trash organization, okay? Tunnels for Towers, Gary Sinise, Travis Mannion, those are fine. Do not give money to Wounded Warriors Project. Do not give money to the Salvation Army. Do not give it to ARC Thrift Store, the Red Cross. No, go give it to Team Rubicon. Understand where you're giving your money. But once you've done all that, and you've given all that money away, and you still have some money in your pocket, and it's burning a hole, throw it to the Donut Friendly Show. You can go to linktabgo/thedumshow. You can make a donation. But you know what? Before a donation, go get a nice shirt. Go get a nice hat. Go get some coffee. Go get the freaking Documents of Freedom collection. Support the show. Look what we did. For 2 hours, we came up here and pimped ourselves. You owe us at least that. I mean, I'm sure. Olivia's trying to get her kidney replaced. This is her third operation in 4 weeks.
It's the second.
Olivia, shut up. I know what's wrong with you. I know what's wrong with I know what's wrong with you. Don't tell me what's wrong with you. I know what's wrong with you.
Can I have a Pepsi, please?
Oh, Pepsi, a little bit of cream salad, please. I'm gonna get. You know what? Bring her a side of ketchup. We're gonna go wild tonight. Some A1. Woo-wee. With a little dab of honey on that chicken finger.
What a good movie.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show. I'm back tomorrow. Olivia's off.
Yes.
What is it wash your hair day?
It is, and I
So
also have to
stupid.
go grocery shopping because I decided to be lazy yesterday and not run my errands. So,
But it was fun. It was fun trying to figure out.
Fun.
It was a good day. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Be back. Same bat channel, same bat time, more stuff to talk about. If you want, we'll have news in the morning. Go to news.thedumshow.com. Go get some great news. I'm telling you, man, just real quick, you got to go see the news site. If you haven't seen it, it's, everyone comes back and says, dude, it is actually cool. It's fun to actually go to that site because it's really well laid out and it looks super organized, super clean. Everything, you get one of the latest shows right on top. And then boom, all the articles right here. There's no muss, there's no fuss. Now, there are a few ads in the articles, but folks, they got to pay the bills. Okay? That's just the way it works. Just ignore them. It's real simple. You get 3 paragraphs and then bam, you get an ad. That's the way it works. 3 paragraphs and you get an ad. But the writing's clean. It's simple. It's usually 1,000 to 1,500 words. There's pretty pictures for you to look at and a video for you to peruse. So you can go ahead and do that and put that in your pretty bonnet. And holy, that's going to be a good time for having all, yeah. Put a little charred chicken and Cajun on that. Put it on the old barbie. Flare it up. That's right. Go get some news, Cajun style. The fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. You went off on a tangent. I have no idea where it went.
Jumping around all nimbly bimbly like. We got to watch some Super Troopers. I heard the second one was dog shit.
All right. We need to go rat meow.
Meow.
I'm sorry.
Can I
Did
get
you just say meow?
Can I get a liter of cola? Do we have a liter of cola? God, I love that movie. Snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
Hey.
Who wants a mustache ride? I do.
Hey, bear fucker.
Excuse me. Bearfucker, do you need some assistance? All right, we're out of here, folks. See you tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
All night.
Yep. God bless. Thanks for watching.
Night,
See ya.
y'all.
Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt.
Oh, you say shenanigans one more time.
Leroy.
I'll believe that when I eat rainbow sherbet and my shit turns purple.
Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest,
Hey. Want to say thank you to Ed. Ed, thank you so much. $52 donation. Thank you so much for doing that. I almost lost you. We really appreciate it. I didn't see the email until now. That means a great deal. Thank you so very much for helping us out, Ed. We love you. God bless everybody. See you later.
Unfiltered. We can agree. We can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.